गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. శుభ సంధ్య అందరికి. వినబడుతుందా? హలో హలో హలో. ఓకే ఓకే. కార్తిక్, ఆర్ యు దేర్?
Hello. Sir. Good evening, sir.
శుభ సంధ్య. After a lot of time, again hearing your voice. I think in these days you are not at all talking.
No, sir. Not like.
Okay. So, can you give some emphasis on the past class summary? Just a little bit of what we had went through all the last session, so that we can have a brief idea.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Actually, we saw about the magnesium. In that magnesium, they feel like infant, want that care, love, affection from someone, but it's not usually expressed in adults. So in that it combined with carp, that is the carp contains the dreams of lost their own house, idea of abandoned, forsaken feeling is there. So in that magnesium and carp, what happened is that deserted feeling, dreams of lost their own room, then dreams of embarrassment is there, and it is the psychotic remedy. Next we come with magnesium mure. That's also the more repressed feeling is there. In their experiences, betrayed feeling and backstabbed feeling is there in their experience. And in their feeling, the feeling of friendless, and there is a lot of compensation, and repression is more. Delusion of magnesium mure is there are friendless and betrayed feeling, and they are having wants of warmth. They want someone look after them. They are very primitive, they are male, and they need identification. So in that, and the third issue is issue with their relationship. So in natrum and magnesium, what is the difference between natrum and magnesium is, natrum is it is a complete
Pardon?
It is a complete dependent on one-to-one relationship is more, and they are very emotionally attached, and they are very dramatic people. But in the magnesium, they are also the same, but you should be with me. That is the main thing, but they won't express their feeling. That is called repression. So, and also they are having orphan feeling. Known as that for me, that is predominant in magnesium. And in that actually magnesium self, next we come to magnesium self. In that magnesium and sulfur is attached to that magnesium, so they are very egoistic and anxiety. So dreams of water, dead relatives, and dreams of falling into water, dreams of drowning, dreams of unsuccessful. And also they are very, in experience, they express like scorned, not recognized. Idea of philosophical background is there. This is actually ringworm miasm. So in that first left side, natrum, kali and magnesium, they want some other person to look after. So you should take care of me. That is predominant in that left side column. So in that metals, actually I am there for you. I should responsible for my family. That is predominant in metals. So in natrum, they create so much of chaos. So what is U for I? That is very important in natrum, magnesium and kali groups. So we should know the thing. In that we saw 3 cases. So shall I explain the cases?
You just give the gist of that cases.
Okay.
We went through 3 cases. Okay.
First we saw first case actually, that is 25 years old female she's having a irregular menses. So in that what happened na, her father expressed that she doesn't care by her father, and she brought up with her grandparents. So what happened na, we asked to that girl what she expressed na, what is the impact or affected this problem, you asked. So in that she said no, I'm all right. So that much of repression is there. So in that you asked the dreams, no, I didn't get any dreams like that, she told. Then again you asked, so dreams of she's in house, no doors, I don't know where to go. That is the predominant in magnesium. So in their experience, no person is guide me, I am alone. So that is in that we gave magnesium carbonate one dose. So menses also regular, everything is fine. Next, can 34-year second case, 34-year old lady. She's having a skin problem with first discharge.
So what is the wrong we did with the first case? So what's the learning aspect in the first case? Okay, we gave magnesium. It is about 4 to 5 years back. So what's the wrong with that case? What the wrong I did in that case? Please explain me.
Um, here actually,
Okay.
her experiences that came now, that no person is guiding me, I am alone. There is
Yeah.
no care. So that she had that repressed feeling. She doesn't open anything, right? But she has some problem because her father also told to you like she was born and brought up with her grandparents. So whatever it may be, that the parental care is lost for her, right? So due to that, you prescribe this magnesium carbonate.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So, what's the other two cases?
Second case, actually, that is also skin problem. But first discharge is there. Actually, I asked him what is the major stress in your life. She told that very bad parenthood. She didn't get enough love and care. So నాకు ఈ డిస్ట్రెస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు కూడా వాళ్ళు కేర్ తీసుకోలేదు. లైక్ షీ నీడ్ సమ్ వన్ టు టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ హర్. సో షీ ఈస్
Very.
ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దట్. She came out, due to that she came out from their own house. So she's doing some job and studied in outside. But in that, if she gets some even small threat, again she'll go to she search for security. So immediately she went to her home because of the threat. So in that small threat also, they could not able to face that. So that is the predominant. So here she wants independent, but she is dependent due to some small threat. She wants to depend for someone. So here it's predominant. So, and then when brothers and sisters were saying, we are suffered by you. She told that her brothers and sisters were saying, they are suffered by me, so it's hurt me a lot, like that she told. So what happened to, actually here that projection happened. Here there is not direct to the person. So here some projection to someone. So what happened now? She feels neglected, deserted, and forsaken feeling is for her, because it's for someone. So she expressed in that way. They are seeing me down, inferior. So this is a delusion level. So in that we have about the experience level. So what happened? What's the problem with me? Shall I change anything? So here actually what has happened, capability can be seen. So what she expressed, am I capable or incapable? That is predominantly we can see in this case here, because this is a delusion level. So in experience also, that is, am I capable or not capable? That is, the confusion is predominant in this case. So here, how should I improve? That is the predominant of mineral issue. So structure issue. So she needs, in that also, she needs someone for care and love for some need. In that also, she is having a craving for, extreme craving for salt, fear of
No,
clean water.
here I got a doubt. What does a plant kingdom person say at that time? Because so many people are worried about the kingdoms. So if it is a plant kingdom, this case, how does it go?
Actually, they never say that capability or incapable. They are actually they are having two polarities. If stress, what to say, in that they expressed some hand gestures, with hand gestures, and also they are having two polarities in flying, floating. That plant words are totally different.
How
In
how they
that,
are different?
so
How they are
sensitive
different?
and reactivity is more.
How does the talk will go? So now you got the mineral understanding. Shada, is anything wrong with myself or I have to improve? So you got the mineral understanding because it's more related to structure, capability, incapability, someone need for me. So the you for this I is with, right? We got that here. But how it goes in a plant kingdom is at that time of juncture, they will speak of the sensitivity. I got hurted. I got shocked. It irritated me. I received a huge stone on my head. So the sensitive part will come here. They won't say that ability, etc. What I have to improve. This is the area where they took the diversion. Up to here, every case appears like a mineral, or every case, some case appears like a plant, or some case appears like an animal. Every case, but here they will took the diversion. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So this is the junction where we get some idea about what's the exactly, but it won't help in all the cases. Yesterday in SODP, I think you got the Divya's case. So Dr. Divya had introduced it. The first issues are all went with the identity, how the things, how to project myself, more. So there are a lot of mineral issues. But once she went into the experience, it came the plant kingdom. So
Yeah.
whatever cases, in the cases, as you are also clinically taking so many cases, so please understand that where we have to look in the given case. That's the most important part. So even in the first case, I asked about my wrong or my mistake. What had I done is I prescribed more on the characteristic issue here because I know the childhood of the girl, and I knew the language of the father because I love the other two kids because they are with me right from the right from the young age. And this girl is with the grandparents, maternal grandparents. So he said casually, very casually, he said, ఆ పిల్ల 5 సంవత్సరాలు వాళ్ళ తాత ఇంట్లోనే ఉంది కదండి అలాగే ఉంటది. He said very casually, but this is the art of homeopathic physician. So many doctors I know, because they think that after sitting in the chair only, I should be a homeopathic physician. That doesn't go with homeopathy. సో మా మాస్టర్ గారు ఈకే గారు చెప్పేవారు, దేర్ షుడ్ బి ఏ రేడియన్స్ విత్ ఎ హోమియోపతిక్ ఫిజిషియన్. నీ చుట్టూ ఒక ఆరా డెవలప్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఈవెన్ ఐ లాఫ్ ఇప్పుడు బాలగణేష్ వస్తున్నాడు క్లినిక్ కి. యాక్చువల్లీ వాళ్ళు పొద్దున్నది చాలా ఏంటి సార్ ఎప్పుడు మీరు సరదాగా ఎలా ఉంటుంది. దట్స్ ద అవర్ మేనర్స్ షుడ్ బి. ఐ యూజువల్ టాక్ విత్ మై స్టాఫ్, హ్యావ్ ఎ చిట్ చాట్ విత్ దెమ్, ఐ ప్రైజ్ దెమ్, I praise the doctors, and I sometimes scold them also. If they do any mistake, I will scold them. So this is the thing you have to develop. This is the rapport you have to develop, because at any point, anything may come from the persons. In such a cases, these things will help. So at that conversation which had happened earlier, the point where he had not a good attachment or bond with the first kid because she was resided with the maternal grandparents stuck in my mind. So after 1.5 years, this girl came for treatment, and already the other homeopath who is along with me, my colleague, he is treating that girl. There are so many cases like this these days because they don't go anywhere because you want to prescribe for that PCOD, and even the younger doctors, they are keeping some notes. They are writing the diseases names, PCOD cases, thyroid cases. That doesn't help us in the practicality because the PCOD, etc., all these things, the pathology will come later. Sir always says, try, even in the last SODP, yesterday's SODP also, I presented only that point. So the first ideal of homeopathic physician is to understand the person. So please put yourself in that idea. So a girl of young age, about 1 year, went to grandparents' house. I knew the grandparents also. I knew the parents also. There is a lot of altercation, financial problems. So what's the kid's problem? What's the kid's experience would be? How could any other person on the whole world love the child as the parents? Practically, it is impossible. Yes, we can definitely love other people, but there is no such bond as the parents with kid. Even the touch of the mother at an age of 1 month can recognize the child. The child will recognize the touch of the mother. Such is the bond between the parents and the kid. And how can a third person, we expect a third person to give such a love and care and affection to the girl? Let us just imagine ourselves. So that is the point where I got. And as you said, there is so much repression. She never told of that before. Already the colleague took the case once or twice. She never complained of her parents, never. But I know the history. I know the father's language. I know the father's attitude towards that girl. So these things will definitely help in these cases. So simply sitting in the chair and taking a serious look and taking cases seriously doesn't help in homeopathy. So one of the cases I told you, the lac lupinum case, I think most of you are heard about that case. When I took the case, because he's an elderly man of about 75 years older with a memory problem. He is losing his memory. So he could not tell anything. So I immediately got to his side, took his hand into my hand and said, Grandpa, tell me something. Tatagaru edana cheppandi mee gurinchi. So this type of rapport had opened him. And he said that he was the star in the village. There are so many people who are along with me. They use it to murder other people, kill other people. His community should be in upper hand. They will plot these things. So many issues of that mammalian theme. And finally, I asked, even in that juncture, then why you left the village? What is the need to come to the town? So then he again asked, so I prefer to be living with my child, with my son. I love that because I need family, because someone has to protect them. He is such an old man, and he is saying that he will protect his son. That is the animal theme, which came beautiful, and lac lupinum even in the repertory. I put on that repertory rubrics also. On someday you can ask Raghavan for that. So even in repertory there are that rubrics regarding that memory, where lac lupinum had all these things and it helped beautifully. And I pursued that person's follow-up for about 10 to 12 months, and the old man had improved dramatically. But finally what happened is people are not willing these days for homeopathic physician to pay the amount. So I said, you have to pay the amount, and say, then they dropped. So it's their will, okay. But it's okay. That happens. But for 1 year, the case had went beautifully with lac lupinum. So why all this why are these things coming in between is, such should be the rapport for a homeopathic tea. It should not be serious. Yes, it should be serious in some ways, but most of all, we should be flexible to all the things. Such an attitude we have to develop. No need to stress ourselves. That's what we have to learn from Sekhar sir. So if the remedy comes, it's okay. If it not comes, we say, okay, we will work out on this. I don't know the remedy. I will work out on this and will give you. Such type of and good and honest approach we should develop in homeopathy. So, as I said in previous class also, our intuitions should be developed from the inward, not from outward. So most of the people, I know most of the homeopathic doctors, I am living with them. Always the intuitions will develop from other person. No, that person said like this person said like this, I should do like this. No, that person also doing like that. ఈ రకమైనటువంటి బాహ్య ప్రేరణల వల్ల మన తాలూకు పని పాడైపోతుంది. సో మా గురుగారు ఎప్పుడు చెప్పేవారు, ఆంతరంగిక ప్రేరణలు మాత్రమే మనల్ని భగవంతుడి దగ్గరికి తీసుకెళ్తాయి. మనం చేయవలసిన పని ఏదో, దట్స్ అ మోర్ సటిలర్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ వేర్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ అవర్ సెల్స్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద రియల్ పూజ ఫర్ ఎ హోమియోపతిక్ ఫిజిషియన్. సో ద intuitions should be developed from what am I doing right or not? Am I justifying my clinic or not? So if all these things are pressurizing me, compressing me, so I could not put so much effort on my clinic as before, then definitely there is something wrong with us. We have to rectify. We did some wrong. Or anything regarding this, not about not only clinic issue, any issue. So where we are getting wrong, we should see ourselves, we should rectify, we should see our intuitions. Are our intuitions are coming from our own self, or they are coming from outside? And those are coming from outside are just those things from their own perspective. They won't help us. So these things an homeopathic physician should develop. So what happened with this magnesium carb case is, so I am a little bit, by God's grace and my guru's grace, I am a little bit attentive to that worst conversation also. And even that part had helped for the patient also. I urged my colleague to prescribe some animal remedy because that person won't come to me for treatment. I urged my colleague to that this is the point, and how it's not a sensitive issue or mineral issue, right? I think, to my knowledge, that I have 3 children, and one of my children had resided with maternal uncle, that wife's parents, up to 5 or 6 years of age, and I don't like that kid because she was resided with the father-in-law. So this is not a perspective of any mineral or plant. Such an of 25 years, it almost happened 20 years ago, and still the person is continuing with the good same old feeling that this girl was not resided with me from the right beginning, and she was his child only. And still that person has that strong grudge in that. What do you say? I don't know, but that's the point where I convinced my colleague to prescribe some animal remedy. I prayed, because he was coming to you, please give some animal remedy and correct him. He is not at all, no Palstella, no Stramonium, please. So then my colleague also had realized that point. He also, with some generosity towards me and towards that patient, he had given some animal remedy. I think I don't know the follow-up, but whatever I knew, I passed it to the help of the patient. So these things we should develop in the homeopathic conversation. So such a lot of story, why I had emphasized is, don't look after for only one thing in the case. That's what I have to say, because you raised that point. So what I missed in this case is, I prescribed only on characteristic basis. on materia medica approach. On my own thinking, hope that thinking got well, but yeah, it went well really because that menses had reappeared and she was menses is regular and she was helped by the remedy. Hope that things went good for that girl. But the learning part in that case is I have to took this person to that level where the person in her experience should say that I want that care, nourishment, love, which I missed in my childhood. This I should not think rationally. Here the rational prescribing had happened. Because at that time I didn't went to Swara and all these things. So this is more 4 or 5 years back issue. So this case went like that. But still, why I put up this case is such things clinically happen in our cases. So a girl and father, two different situations, but we connect those things. So even in normal talk also, finally that is the point I have to emphasize. Don't think that after sitting in homeopathic chair only I will behave homeopathically. Our look, our thinking, our intellect, our brain, heart, etc., all these other organs should respond homeopathically. So we breathe in and out homeopathy. That's the thing we should develop. Then what happens is, I already said, even in I went to a kirana shop also, we see things homeopathically. So a boy who was not at all eating something, he liked some gems packet or that kurkure lace. And why he liked that? Because he saw some animals on that packet. And then he not at all eating food because he loved that. That's the vital force, attract those things. The inner vital force, definitely it is animal. And seeing that animal, he wants that thing. And he eats that packet. He don't eat the normal food. And during all the conversation of the parent and that kirana shop owner, I stood apart and watched the thing. What was happening exactly? So this is the way Sar also teaches us. So because we have to find what is the youth in this person. What's the main issue for this given patient? Is it the pathology which he had already developed, or the thyroid problem, heart issues, or some other? Is the thing that is bothering him? Or is there any other things? Any other stresses in life? And which one exactly helping us to open the door towards experience? And once we reached, that happened in Borak's case, that's the most beautiful, and never took another story, because that will not help us. It's a story. And even we took the story also, we have to go to the experience. And otherwise what happens is, just in that case, what is the learning aspect? Because the colleague had gone to other remedy basing on story. Because her daughter eloped, that's none other business to the homeopathic physician. What happened to her? What happened to fam? What's her experience in that? That's the thing bothers, because everyone has his own story. And when you come back and took another, they never retook the case immediately. That's one more thing I am seeing these days. I explained to Balganesh also yesterday. What happens is, if you retake the case, every visit you will retake the case, every visit he will tell one or other story. That doesn't mean nothing to the insensation approach. You have to stick to your own game plan. During the first consultation, you gave the remedy. And what are going through if in case the case is not going well, the remedy is not helping, then definitely you have to retake the case. After 1 month or 2 months or 2.5 months, nothing happened with the patient. So don't leave the case. Now you take the case again. That is the worst part. I know even my guru used to scold us during our own early days, because we used to spend a lot of time with patients. So he used to come on, make it quick, because so many people are there and you have to come to lunch. So mother is preparing lunch for us, and both he and she won't eat lunch until and otherwise all the homeopathic fraternity who was attending the dispensary had their lunch. Both our guru and my mother won't eat the lunch. So, but we used to have so much ego that we used to get it late, up to 3 o'clock. So these are the mistakes I did personally. Because in each and every time we take the case again, tell me all these things and stories, other things, nothing will help us like that. Once we take the case, trust the process, take the case up to last in the first visit only, and another time don't get attached emotionally. But people are fascinated with that emotion. And I see many homeopathic doctors. These days I'm seeing them more in my vicinity. They are so much attached emotionally that for every visit they want to change some other remedy. Not at all going with the herring laws of cure or 10 to 12 observations or layer approach. What's going in the case really? So instead of understanding after giving remedy, whatever happening in the case, if we don't get understand these things, how can we prescribe newer remedies? It's against homeopathy. So if you have that process, the trust in the process, then you don't encourage them emotionally. You will cut short them. I nowadays cut short them. Don't call me like this. Put a message on WhatsApp or call my Varlakshmi. She will respond to you. I'm a little bit, but that things should be done integrally. Otherwise, what happens is at every visit they urge you to prescribe some or other remedy, and the whole case will be spoiled. Sir often says that when a biryani is going to be cooked, you have to keep the lid until it cooks. And for every 5-10 seconds, you lift the lid and seeing whatever happening, it won't cook. The same thing we should do with the patients also. For every visit, we are asking, even sir says he won't ask what happens with the previous symptoms also. Because if they are there, the person will definitely say, yes, they are there. If he is not mentioning them, what is the need to you to ask them? Sir says like that. Detach yourself from the patient. Attach yourself to the remedy, to the system. Because the whole idea is, what I observed with sir is, he won't give importance to the financial and other things. The whole idea is to help the person. And whatever he does, he knows that it is going to help the person. And here what happens is, the physician's idea with us is, what is happening is, we have to maintain the person for financial needs. The worst part is, we want even to change treatment to get our financial help. And we attach so much importance. I saw that these type of physicians, they attach so much importance to that patient that the whole case will be spoiled at one moment of time. Because although we are giving a right remedy, person will fascinate you with some other things and make you do error. When you get emotional attachment, these type of things happen. We have to keep utterly cool, like Dhoni. So much calm composure. Cool, you have to be cool. Then wait for the remedy to act at its will. So such trust we have to develop after prescribing remedies also. So this is all the art we have to develop. Why I am emphasizing these things is the first thing what I gave wrong in that exact case is that without getting into experience prescribed on the emotional and characteristic basis, but it helped by the great person within me. He saw the right thing, but it won't help in each and every case. So even in that person, even in that issue also, I took the most peculiar thing, the love of a father, which at the father's point of view, he only said that I don't like that girl much because she was residing with the father-in-law. So this is the artistic way we have to see things. So I think, excuse me for that a little bit loquacious thing, but what I personally want to emphasize with many people I am seeing these things is that artistic way which I already said that whenever we do not respond to a case creatively, when the creativity is going to miss in us, and whenever we are going mechanically with a case, make sure that the case will go in a wrong way. No doubt about it. There must be artistic approach in each and every case. We have to improve ourselves. There is no mechanic thing. So simply to coming at 9 o'clock, sitting in the chair, first person, 1, 2, 3. No. That doesn't help. Whenever we saw the case, okay, 5 years this person is using with us. Now the right time. Retake the case. Case is going in a nothing direction. So he started with gastric trouble. Now also he is with gastric trouble. Sir, I am using since 5 years. And we have to develop such attitude that yes, I have to take the case a little bit deeper. So this is with the summary of the previous class. So we move to the row 3 elements. We started with natrum. We got a case magnesium. So these natrum people, as we already went through, that they are more clingy people. They are attached people. And sometimes these clinginess, this type of so much attachment in any relationship will irritate the opposite person. Because these people will go to such extent that I already said that it is you that should care me. My husband didn't ask me I had breakfast or not, I had lunch or not. And this poor fellow wonders what is the need for after 15 to 20 years of marriage, still the wife wants her husband that he should ask me whether I had my breakfast. No. Today he didn't put any message on WhatsApp to me. Or today, every day after rising, he said, how are you? Today he didn't ask me. And that's a big concern for the natrum person. And think that ఇప్పుడు ఏదో 10-15 ఏళ్ల తర్వాత ఇలాంటి ఇష్యూ వచ్చిందంటే ఓకే, బట్ think about those people after marriage, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, once. What happens if this type of issues will crop out? And this poor fellow doesn't know what to do. We often know that natrum in materia medica, in emotional way of study, we often heard that natrum sensitive persons, natrum are very slow, mild, gentle. No. They appear mild and gentle. But whenever they get emotionally connected with any person, that is a hell of person for that. They are so much connected, clingy, attached to that person that they believe that the other person should see, care, hear, touch each and everything for them only. ఒక్కసారంటూ వాళ్ళు ఎవరితోనూ బంధం ఏర్పరచుకోరు తొందరగా. బట్ వన్స్ వాళ్ళు బంధం ఏర్పరచుకుని వాళ్ళు అని అనుకుంటే మాత్రం అవతల పర్సన్ కి మాత్రం నేట్రంతో జీవించడం ఒక నరకం. వాళ్ళ చూపు, స్పర్శ, మాట, వినికిడి ప్రతిదీ నా సొంతమే కావాలి అనేంత పొజిటివ్నెస్ నేట్రం పీపుల్లో ఉంటుంది. This we do not get in materia medica. And this is the thing represented as contradiction for self. They are highly contradicted with themselves only, because at one point they believe like that, and at another point they are always in a threat that this person is going to backstab me, disappoint me, let down me, stab me. That is natramor. They are clingy, attached, etc. And at the same time, they had that fear that this person is really going to help me or not. They don't know. They don't believe also. Such is the idea for natramor. So for natram persons, the idea is that clinginess, that ambivalent behavior. They think that if he really loves me, then we are one person. మనకి సినిమాలంతా దీని మీదే నడుస్తూ ఉంటాయి. చాలా వరకు ప్రేమ సినిమాలన్నీ కూడా దీని మీదే నడుస్తూ ఉంటాయి. మనం నిజంగా ప్రేమికులు అయితే మన ఇద్దరిది ఒకటే మాట, ఒకటే ఇది అవ్వాలి అని. సో దే ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ సచ్ థింగ్. అండ్ వెన్ ఇట్ డజంట్ హ్యాపెన్, అండ్ ఇట్ వోంట్ హ్యాపెన్ ఆల్సో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్స్, because every person has his own experience, and mostly the married people in the group will definitely understand this issue. That doesn't go in that way, because people has different perceptions, different imaginations, and they when combined to join a common journey, how can a person can mold so much for other person? Even molding also, that doesn't satisfy that person. And these people, they never tell also. That's the beautiest part. The natram people, they never tell. He should realize me. He should know me that I love him. I am so much dependent on him. I care, love, clingy, and sometimes the compensation goes in such a way that they never tell the person. That's what the natram person in that case also said. నాకు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి మా అమ్మ అంటే చాలా ఇష్టం, కానీ 2 ఏళ్ల ముందు దాకా నేను ఎప్పుడూ చెప్పలేదు. మా అమ్మ మాట వినేదాన్ని కాదు, కేకలేసేదాన్ని, విసుక్కునేదాన్ని. బట్ వన్స్ నాకు అర్థమైంది, నాకు పిల్లలు పుట్టిన తర్వాత, ఓకే అమ్మ మాట వింటే ఆవిడ హ్యాపీగా ఉంటుంది. బట్ దట్ క్యాన్సర్ హ్యాడ్ క్రాప్ ఇన్ ద మదర్ అట్ దట్ టైం. So that is the idea for the natram person. Such are natram people. It is an help to the other person because of natrams so much attached nature, which that possessive nature, which really disturbs or annoys the other person so much. And when we come to magnesium, the beauty is the magnesium people develops some structure. So they know that they are a little bit in. That's what in the magnesium carb patient ఆమె అదే చెప్పింది ఆ రోజు. ఏంటి? That is the column 2 understanding. I want to be independent. These persons are not giving the care, love and nourishment to me. ఈవెన్ నాకు జబ్బు వచ్చినా నన్ను కేర్ గా చూడలేదండి వాళ్ళు. చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి నన్ను వేరేగానే చూశారు. మా అక్కని అన్నయ్యని బాగా చూసేవారు, నన్ను అసలు పట్టించుకునేవారు కాదు. నా కేర్, నన్ను అభిమానించలేదు, నన్ను ఆప్యాయంగా చూడలేదు. అండ్ హౌ ఇట్ డిస్టర్బ్డ్ ద పర్సన్ ఈజ్, నేనేమన్నా తప్పు చేశానా, ఎందుకు నన్ను వాళ్ళు, దట్స్ ద మినరల్ కింగ్డమ్ ఇష్యూ. ఎందుకు వాళ్ళు నన్ను ఇష్టపడట్లేదు? సో ఎట్ ద మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ ఐ కేమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద హౌస్, జాయిన్డ్ ఇన్ ఎ హాస్టల్, స్టడీడ్ మై సెల్ఫ్, వాంట్ టు డూ జాబ్. కానీ బయట పరిస్థితులు చూస్తే భయం వేసేదండి బాబు. ఎప్పుడైనా సరే ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోదామా అనిపించేది. ఏ చిన్నది వచ్చినా కూడా నేను ఓర్చుకోలేకపోయేదాన్ని. So such is the idea for the magnesium people. So magnesium has that repression. It is more a sense of repression. And from the column 2, they develops some structure. They want to be independent. And at the same time, for the slightest threat, చిన్న చిన్న ఆందోళన కానీ భయం కానీ ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ ని డిస్టర్బ్ చేసేది, ఆ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ ని ఛాలెంజ్ చేసేది వస్తే, దే నీడ్ దట్ సపోర్ట్. So the entire idea was that I was malnourished, the exact experience of, and they feel abandoned, forsaken, deserted, neglected. The entire idea, I was malnourished. నాకు సరైనటువంటి ప్రేమ అందలేదు. My mother never cared for my mother. She was always caring about siblings. That's what happened with that magnesium sulf case also. My parents didn't took care of me. I used to resort with my uncle, my grandfather, and even they took money from me and didn't give the love for me. Such is the idea for magnesium. So row 3 idea is entirely about the love, care and nourishment. And in the column 2, they develop some structure. They want, or they use to be a little bit independent, not so much clingy, attached, or even the idea of that disturbing the relationship. What the Natram girl said, నా జీవితం అంతా మా ఆయనే, ఏ చిన్నది జరిగినా మా ఆయనకి చెప్తాను. That is the idea for Natram. For magnesium, the structure a little bit develops. It's okay. Now it's get better. But the child needs touch. And even in recent case where నాకు భయం కళ్ళు వస్తాయి, దెయ్యాలు కళ్ళు వస్తాయి, అవి చంపుకు తింటాయి, పిసుకు తింటాయి, నన్ను నలిపేస్తాయి, దాన్ని ఎత్తుకుపోతాయి, దెన్ వాట్ విల్ యూ డూ? లేచి వెంటనే మా పేరెంట్స్ ఉన్నారా లేదా అని చూసుకుంటాను. ఓకే ఉన్నారంటే నాకు పర్లేదు. వెంటనే మా నాన్న చెయ్యి నా మీద వేసుకుని పడుకో. అండ్ ద గర్ల్ ఈజ్ 16 years old. She wants to keep at that junction, at whenever she gets the dreams of devils, demons, etc. And these things used to kill that girl or kidnap that girl. So much anxiety, tension, restlessness, wants to be open air, wants to get up and go to the open air, feel the breath of the air. And when she feels that the parents are with her in the bed, and when she puts her father's hand on her, or keeps her father's hand in both of her hands, then she had a peaceful sleep. That is magnesium. So the idea for Natram pig, everything is simple for them. There are no great projections. Simple greeting card, simple way of telling I love you, simple way of putting some WhatsApp emojis daily. They expect these things. And poor fellows doesn't know that everyone in the world doesn't have the same substance in them. People are busy with other things because they have their own. So that is the so with natrum, magnesium, then we will go to alumina. So we all know that the idea of alumina. What are the symptoms of alumina? What are the symptoms of materia medica in alumina? Anyone?
Confusion is there.
Very good, very good.
They will not decide which dress I will wear, and what if they went for shopping also, they will not unable to decide what to purchase.
Very good.
And constipation. I mean, motion also alternate days it will
Very
pass.
And what is the peculiar thing of that stool, Aravinda? What's the nature of constipation in alumina?
Sometimes it's soft and sometimes it's hard. No. Actually, no.
Anyone? What's the constipation in alumina? What is the materia medica symptom of alumina during that stool?
Though the stool is soft, they have to strain a lot.
Oh, wonderful, Maheshwari. That's
right,
nice. So the point is that the stool is soft, but they have to defecate it with much strain and stress. There is so much effort they have to put to discharge even the soft stool. And what is the thing for that? Physiologically, Maheshwari, why does it happen?
Due to paralysis of the rectum.
More, just paralysis. Why the paralysis develops? ఎందుకు వస్తుంది paralysis?
Incoordination of the muscles.
What is the strong point of alumina? Why there is physiologically that thing that the soft stool has to pass, will be passed, but with great strain.
What is slowness of the action?
Pardon, Neeraj?
Slowness of the action. Slowness in the conduction.
What's the cause for that slowness in that area? So it's only related to that rectum part. Why it happens?
Dryness.
Very good. It is dryness. Very good. It is the dryness. So the entire understanding, now Bonninghausen's point, whatever happens to the part is to the whole body. So what's the dryness to the rectum? Is the dryness to the entire person. The entire person is dry. The idea is, and it is in the third column. So what happens? 1, 2, 3, a little bit identity develops. So these are not so much clingy people like natrum. These are not so much people that are affected with touch like magnesium. Why? Alumina comes in third column. So a little bit identity develops for them that I should be independent, I should have some structure, నాకు ఇది కావాలి, నాకు ఇది చెయ్యాలి, నేను ఇలా ఉండాలి. ఒక రకమైన ఐడెంటిటీ కాన్షియస్నెస్ పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది నాట్రమ్ నుంచి మెగ్నీషియం నుంచి అల్యూమినా. బట్ ఎట్ ద సేమ్ టైం దీస్ ఆర్ నాట్ ద పీపుల్ హూ హ్యాడ్ దట్ ఎబిలిటీ. నిజానికి ఆ దమ్ము, ధైర్యం, ఆ టైప్ ఆఫ్ పెర్స్పెక్షన్, ఆ హార్డ్ వర్క్ అవన్నీ రావు. జస్ట్ ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ కావాలనేటువంటి కోరిక ఉంటుంది. సో నా దగ్గర సరుకు లేకుండా నాకు ఇది కావాలి అనేటువంటిది నా మైండ్ లోకి వచ్చినట్టయితే నాకు వచ్చేటువంటి ఫస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి? కన్ఫ్యూజన్. డౌట్ఫుల్, కన్ఫ్యూజన్, అయోమయ స్థితి. నాకు ఒక ఐడెంటిటీ కావాలి అని నాకు అర్థమవుతోంది, కానీ ఆ ఐడెంటిటీ ఎలా తెచ్చుకోవాలో తెలియదు. నేను డిపెండ్ అవ్వాలా, కష్టపడాలా, ఇంకోలా చేయాలా, నా వల్ల. సో ద ఎంటైర్ ఐడియా ఈస్ దట్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్. హీ హ్యాస్ సమ్ issues that he should not be like that. He should be a little bit independent, but there is no such structure really developed in the person psychologically. In the psyche, it doesn't happen. There is no such trained for substance to do anything individually or to do things at his own will. There is that sense that I am a separate person. I am such a Srikanth. That part of identity definitely will be there. So these are the persons who has that identity issue that I am such a person, but at the same time they don't have that substance really in them. They don't have such knowledge, they don't have such wisdom, they don't have such ability, they don't have such capacity at zero, that it will be zero in them, but the consciousness of identity will be in them. So the main symptom is that nose belongs to other person, because it is not him. He thinks like that. He does not have that point. The lot of hesitation, doubtful, suspicious, a type of suspicious thing, looking after each and everything with so much confusion, not that animal suspicion. So much clingy, so much attached. At the same time, they are a little bit developed structure, a little bit developed person regarding their identity, but not in their intuitional level, in the psyche. So these are the persons really tough job, and there are so many. And even in the magnesium person also, in the last case, we had that thing that మీ గురించి చెప్పండి అమ్మా అంటే నాకు ఆప్షన్స్ ఇవ్వండి. These are the persons. Even alumina persons, even you give options also, they could not say. So I had one of the case of alumina. అప్పుడు సింధు అని ఆ అమ్మాయి ఇప్పుడు రావడం మానేసింది పాపం, బట్ షీఈ్ అ గుడ్ లెర్నర్. షీ హ్యాస్ షిఫ్టెడ్ టు సమ్ అదర్ ప్రిడిక్టివ్ హోమియోపతి ఆర్ సంథింగ్. బట్ ఆ రోజు ఆ అమ్మాయి వచ్చిన రోజు షీ రియల్లీ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ దట్ పార్ట్ బ్యూటిఫుల్లీ. సో నేను ఫస్ట్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ద ఇనీషియల్ పార్ట్, మీ పేరు చెప్పండి అంటే సుబ్బారావు. మీ పేరమ్మా అంటే నా పేరు సారీ నా పేరు. ఈవెన్ ఫర్ టెల్లింగ్ ద నేమ్ and telling the age, so much confusion. The very idea of these persons are, they enter with confusion and they leave with confusion in the consulting room also. And sir says in one of his cases, sir has shown that case also, that for every 5 minutes or 6 minutes, this girl will ask, am I following? Am I telling? Okay. Is it okay for you? నేను కరెక్ట్ గానే చెప్తున్నానంటారా, ఏమన్నా తప్పు ఉందంటారా నేను చెప్పే దాంట్లో? దే ఆర్ సో మచ్ డౌట్ఫుల్ ఫర్ దెమ్. కరెక్ట్ గానే వెళ్తున్నాను కదా, కరెక్ట్ గానే చెప్తున్నాను కదా, అలా ఉండకూడదు అంటారా? షీ విల్ ఆస్క్ క్వశ్చన్స్. రియల్లీ దట్ ఈస్ ద బ్యూటీ పార్ట్. తప్పుందంటారా, ఏమైనా తప్పుందా? ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 5 minutes ఏమైనా తప్పుందని అలా మాట్లాడకూడదు అంటారా, అలా చేయకూడదు అంటారా, అలా చెప్పకూడదు అంటారా? సో మచ్ డౌట్ అండ్ హెజిటేషన్ ఇన్ దేర్ మైండ్. But at the same time, the idea that I am on my own, the idea will be there that I am on my own. నేను నా కాళ్ళ మీద ఉన్నాను అనేటువంటి ఐడియా మాత్రం వాళ్ళకు ఉంటుంది. I am a separate entity అనేటువంటిది ఉంటుంది. That is the difference between borax and alumina. Even borax, they don't have that. That's the beautiest part in that borax case we saw. She never complained of that thing. నా గురించి చూసుకోవాలి, నా గురించి చెప్పాలి, మా ఆయన నన్ను చూడట్లేదు, అసలు ఆ మాటలు ఎక్కడున్నాయి? ఆఫ్టర్ 25 years of marriage, then she is thinking that am I should move out or I should stay with my husband. అదేంటంటే మరి మీ ఆయన ఇలాంటి వాడు, ఇప్పుడు 25 ఏళ్ల మ్యారేజ్, మీ అబ్బాయి బీటెక్ అయ్యి మీ అమ్మాయి పెద్దదయ్యి 25 ఏళ్ళు వచ్చాక తెలియడం ఏంటంటే, ఏమోనండి నాకు ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైంది. సచ్ ద నేవ్ మైండ్ of them. That is borax. But here in alumina, what happens is they has that hesitation, they has the doubtful mind, they has these things, but they know and they has the thing that I am on my own. They know that thing. నేను సపరేట్, నేను క్లింగీ కాదు, నేను అటాచ్డ్ కాదు, నేను సపరేట్ గా ఉండాలి, నేను కొంచెం డెవలప్. ఈవెన్ దే డెవలప్ ద స్ట్రక్చర్ బట్ నాట్ ఇన్ ద సైక్. సో ద బ్యూటిఫుల్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ విత్ ది on this column 1, 2, 3 is says that in the column 1, for this person, for some X person, the other person should be before him, before her, or for column 1. For column 2, the other person, for this X person, should be along with him or her. And for column 3, the other person, for this X person, should be behind. కాలం 1లో ఎప్పుడు కూడా వాళ్ళ ఐడియాలజీ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, నా కోసం ఉన్న వ్యక్తి నాకన్నా ముందు ఉండాలి, నన్ను జాగ్రత్తగా ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాలి, నన్ను జాగ్రత్తగా కేర్ చేయాలి, నా ముందు నిలబడి నాకు అంతా సెక్యూరిటీ ఇవ్వాలి. దట్స్ ద ఐడియా ఫర్ కాలం 1. ఫర్ కాలం 2, నా తాలూకు వ్యక్తి నాతో ఉండాలి, నా చెయ్యి పట్టుకుని నడిపించేవాడిగా ఉండాలి, నా భుజం మీద అతను నా చెయ్యి వేసి పద మన ఇద్దరం నడుద్దాం అన్నట్టుగా ఉండాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఐడియా ఫర్ కాలం 2. అండ్ ఫర్ కాలం 3, ద ఐడియా ఈజ్ ఆ వ్యక్తి ఎవరి మీద అయితే నేను ఆధారపడి ఉన్నానో ఆ వ్యక్తి నా వెనకాల ఉండాలి. సో వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ ఈజ్, ఏంటి ఆ వెనకాల ఉండటం, ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటంటే అక్కడ ఆ వెనకాల ఉండటం కాన్సెప్ట్. సో హీ వాంట్స్ సమ్ ఐడెంటిటీ, కొంత ఐడెంటిటీ వచ్చేసింది. అందుకనే నాట్రం వాళ్ళ నువ్వు ముందుండు నేను వెనకాల ఉంటాను అనట్లేదు, మెగ్నీషియము కాల్షియము అలా సెకండ్ కాలం లాగా నాతో ఉండంటలేదు, నా వెనకాల ఉండి అంటున్నాడు. అంటే నేను ముందు ఉండాలి. దేర్ ఈస్ సమ్ ఐడెంటిటీ డెవలప్డ్ దట్ ఐ షుడ్ బి prior to that person who is guiding me or associating me. But at the same time, the structure is not developed psychologically. He is not a so much institutionally developed person. కాబట్టి ఏమనిపిస్తుంది, వాడు అస్తమాను వెనక్కి తిరిగి చూసుకుంటూ ఉంటాడు, వాడు ఉన్నాడా లేడా అని. Such is the doubtful and the hesitation state. నిజంగా వాడు ఉన్నాడా, వెళ్ళిపోయాడా వెనకాల వాడు? ఎవడైతే మనం the you should be back side, బట్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఆ యూ ఉంటున్నాడా వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాడా నన్ను వదిలేసి, దట్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్ ఫర్ ద కాలం. అందుకని ఆ డౌట్ఫుల్నెస్ ఉంటుంది, అందుకని ఆ హెజిటేషన్ ఉంటుంది, అందుకని ఆ కంగారు ఉంటుంది, అందుకని ఆ ఆందోళన ఉంటుంది. బికాస్ దే కెనాట్ బి ఆన్ దేర్ ఓన్, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం దే నో దట్ దే షుడ్ బి ఆన్ దేర్ ఓన్. రెండు ఆపోజిట్. నేను ఉండాలని ఉంటుంది కానీ ఉండలేడు. సో ద డౌట్ఫుల్ స్టేట్ కమ్స్, సో ద హెజిటేషన్ కమ్స్. సో దీస్ పీపుల్ డోంట్ వాంట్ ఎనీ చేంజెస్. ఎలా ఉన్నావు అలాగే ఉండే, ఎందుకంటే కొత్తదనం వచ్చింది అంటే వాళ్ళు అలవాటు చేసుకోలేరు. అమ్మా ఆ వాట్సాప్లు అవి నాకు తెలియదు, అదే అదే అలా ఉంచేయండి, ఏదో మాకు ఈ పాత ఫోన్ చాలు, గూగుల్ పే చేయ బాబు, మనకు అవన్నీ అర్థం కావు. బికాస్ ద వెరీ ఐడియా ఫర్ దెమ్ ఈజ్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఈజ్ ఫార్ డిఫికల్ట్ ఫర్ దెమ్. పెద్ద ప్రహసనం అది, కొత్తది ఏదైనా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే. సో దే అవాయిడ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. A little bit of psychosyphilitic, it's more syphilitic, but it starts with psychotic nature. So Sir says that these are the people mentally constipated, very, very indecisive for even trifles also. So for Alumina persons, the confusion goes to such extent that whenever you ask the person to get ready for a marriage or something, after 15 minutes, you ask the person whether you got ready or not. Of course, generally also girls will take much time, but for Alumina patients it will get much more bigger time. And even you ask, they are in such a dilemma that they should wear red saree or blue saree for that. So not only that thing, they appear confused externally also. So a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of tension comes with these people because they know that they are confused. So facing any new challenges or facing any new things, definitely Alumina will appear much stressed. And one more thing is, such type of state will generally crop up. What I observed, Sir also gave that point, that something is forcefully done against their own wishes. జనరల్ గా ఈ రకమైనటువంటి సందిగ్ధావస్థ మానవులు యందు ఎందుకు ప్రకటింపబడుతుంది అంటే, వాళ్ళ తాలూకు అసలు ఇన్ట్యూషన్స్ కి ఏదైతే ఉందో, లోపల ఏదైతే కదులుతోందో, భావ వ్యక్తీకరణ ఏదైతే జరుగుతోందో, ఏదైతే ఒక ప్రకృతి సహజంగా వచ్చేది జరుగుతోందో, దాన్ని మార్చడానికి బలవంతపు ప్రయత్నం జరిగిన చోట అల్యూమినా స్టేట్ డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. At an early age, not in other situations. So for example, బేసికల్ గా లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండర్ అనుకుందాం, లెఫ్ట్ ఆల్ రాస్తున్నాడు, అబ్జర్వ్ చేశారు పేరెంట్స్ ఎవరు, అమ్మమ్మ ఎడం చేత్తో రాయకూడదు, ఎడం చేయి దేనికి యూజ్ చేయాలి, కుడి చేయి దీనికి యూజ్ చేయాలి, చదువు అంతా కుడి చేత్తో జరగాలి. సో ద ఫోర్స్ఫుల్నెస్ టు షిఫ్ట్ దట్ థింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండెడ్ టు రైట్ హ్యాండెడ్నెస్ crops an idea of Alumina state, brings an idea of Alumina state into that child. Because from that point, the hesitation, the doubtfulness, everything develops and it enlarges in that particular person. So people with such things, even such paintings or music or some other things where the child is, usually it happens with child, so I am giving child examples only. So people are fascinated to one thing, but the adulthood, usually the parents, what happens is they have a lot of security problems. So what happens if my child does not join in IIT? It is the basic problem for a adult. Nowadays, I am facing lot of this type of questions from my patients and even from my friends also. The basic theme for any parent nowadays is how I can I can make this boy into an IIT institution. That is the biggest aim for this. And even this poor boy does not know what IIT means also. What does it bring also? He does not know. So institutionally, what we are engrafting into the childhood is that we are making them adult much early. And please excuse me if I said a wrong word, that we are killing their childhood. Sorry for saying that. Because they doesn't know the value of money or some other thing. It is like that thing that we are making the second or third class boy and make him learn algebra. Very difficult to such an extent. And I found with this issue with me also, sorry. Because at the 8th or 9th, 10th classes, I could not follow the mathematics and physics lessons. And even in MSET also, I got, I think, 59 in chemistry and 58 in biology for 60. But in physics, I got only 24 marks. Such a marked difference. But when now I am sitting with my child or making her learn some mathematics or physics, now I am observing, now I am able to understand that what exactly the person is telling in mathematics or physics. So now the mind became mature to learn these things. So what happened to me at age of 8, 9, sorry, at age of 14, 15, 16? My mind is not at all prepared to receive those things those days. But I am pressurized so much to learn these things because I have to earn something in my life. So the biggest insecurity part in the adulthood is carrying into the child's brain. So indirectly we are killing the childhood of the person. So this institutional killing, we can say like that, makes the child a little bit alumina if his experience is alumina. This is one of the factors happening nowadays. So I said, sorry to say like that, but it is happening. I'm seeing this case. So one of my cases of ignitia, I told or not, I don't know, but so they joined the girl in an institution, hostel, and she developed convulsions there. So my colleague is treating the case. The case is going nowhere. So one day, by God's grace, I was there on that day as he was absent. So I took the case again. Then I asked the parents to leave the consulting room. No. They said, we are using your very good friends of your colleague. We have to stay. No, I said. Please go away. Otherwise, I am not at all going to help your child. Then the parents left the room. And the main issue is that this girl doesn't want to study in hostel. She wants to reside with parents. So she was forcefully thrown into hostel where a lot of, I don't want to say all those things, other things had happening. Abusing. She cannot tell parents because parents are no way interested to listen them. They want this girl to score 10 out of 10 in the 10th class and to select for IIT or something. So I asked, why? No, they are no way listening to me. They don't listen to me. So what can I do? I gave her Ignitia 1M and I asked the parents. I couldn't say all these things, but I asked the parents, please bring your child back to home and please send her from home. Don't join her in hostel. That's the major problem. Even the convulsions get better also. They may appear I threatened them. If you continue that girl in hostel, the convulsions may appear again also. And the answer has shocked me. They said that they can't help because they paid already the fees of 1 lakh rupees to hostel. So this year she should study in hostel. So for them, money is more important than the child's health. This is the education of ourselves nowadays. What we got from the education is a lot of fear, insecurity, inappropriate love. And what should we do at the exact junction of the life we don't know? So these are the states where the child had go into the state of alumina. They are the people not able to express that aggression also. They crave for that affection. They crave for the sir's case. One of the sir's cases, he says that he's happy with his constipation. So what's the happy in that? At least nowadays, my parents will ask me, because if I don't get constipated, they not at all care for me. So I'm happy with constipation because every day they will ask whether you have stool or not, or constipation is there, or you are suffering or not. At least they are asking me. That is the child's psychology. So sir gave alumina in that case, but that's the perspective of understanding the alumina mind. They have the tissues of raw, the identity, the relationship, the love, care, affection they want. They develop some identity. That is the identity part. They want to be seen. They want to be projected. They want to be affectionated. They want to be understood. They want to be say, Mama, Srikanth, are you there or not? With such. So with such idea, with such issues, they will develop that. Whether you see with natrum or magnesium, the idea of that name part will not develop. ముందు 2 కాలమ్స్ లోను మన పేరు అనేటువంటిది కూడా వాళ్ళకి ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు. లవ్ కేర్ అంటే చాలు. బట్ అల్యూమినాకు వచ్చేసరికి వాళ్ళ పేరుతో వాళ్ళని సంబోధించాలి. ఎట్ ద టైమ్ ఆ లవ్ కేరు కావాలి. Because the identity had developed a little bit, the column moved. So these are the people a little bit developed. ఇదే మనం లాస్ట్ క్లాసెస్ నుంచి మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం. ఫస్ట్ ఇష్యూలోనే మనం ఆ గ్రాఫైటిస్ కేసా కార్బన్ కేసులోనూ కూడా మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. మనకు అక్కడే అర్థమైపోతుంది, ఆర్ దీస్ వెల్ డెవలప్డ్ ఆర్ నాట్ డెవలప్డ్? Are these people? These are the cases that what's the you to this I? These are the so primitive people. They could not read. They could not think. They could not remember. Very dull children. And even in adults also. So in one of my movies I saw Mallishwara edo cinema. Generally he counts to after 10 countings or something. ఒక పర్సన్ వచ్చి మధ్యలో అంటాడు ఏంటి ఏదో ఎలా ఉన్నావు బాగున్నావు అంటాడు అంతే ఇది మర్చిపోతాడు. They are not the people who can be going along with one work. The pursuing is very difficult for them, and if some other thing comes in between, it is hell. ఒకటే వాళ్ళు సరిగ్గా చేయలేరు, మధ్యలో ఇంకోటి వస్తే అసలు చేయలేరు. So much incoordinated people, so much hesitant people, so much dull people. So these Alumina people, they look for the people who had the real structure, because they are not well developed. They look for the people who are developed so that they can be influenced. వాళ్ళ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ లో వెళ్ళిపోదాం అని ఉంటుంది అల్యూమినాకి. So that underdeveloped people are primitive people. You cannot associate a work for them. ఈ వర్క్ నువ్వు చెయ్యి, ఇది చెయ్యాలి, ఇది నువ్వు ఇవ్వాలి, ఇది నువ్వు థింక్ చెయ్యాలి, ఇది ఈ టేబుల్స్ నువ్వు ఈవేళ వెయ్యాలి. Such type of things cannot explain to them. That's very difficult for them to do those things. So when you go to highly developed structures, I will show the cases in the 6th row. With highly developed people, they want that. That's the beauty. They want that responsibility. They want that duty. ఎవ్వరూ కట్టించని ఇల్లు కట్టానండి మా ఊళ్ళో అన్నాడు ఒక ఆర్ఎంఎట్ కేసు. స్టూడియోలా ఉంటుంది మా ఇల్లు, దగ్గరుండి కట్టించాను. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద హయ్యర్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్, ద డెవలప్డ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఐదర్ ఇన్ ఎనీ కింగ్డమ్. సో కోర్టులో కేసు వేశారు, ప్యాంథారియా వంకా కేసు. సో వేస్తే ఊరుకోండేమో, మేమేం ఊరుకోం కేసు వేస్తే, అది మాకు రావాల్సిన డబ్బు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద పీపుల్ విత్ స్ట్రక్చర్, విత్ వెల్ డెవలప్డ్ స్ట్రక్చర్ టాక్. వేరస్ వెన్ యూ గో టు ప్రిమిటివ్ స్ట్రక్చర్ చేసే అమ్మమ్మ అవన్నీ మనం పడలేమండి బాబు, ఎందుకు వచ్చింది అవన్నీ చాలా ఇబ్బంది. So these metals especially has boundaries, సార్ చెప్తారు. They talk with like that. They are emphasized, organized, talk, physical and chemical properties. Borders, boundaries. ఎక్కడ దాకా మాట్లాడాలో తెలుసు, ఎంత మాట్లాడాలో తెలుసు, ఎలా ఇవ్వాలో తెలుసు. Very organized even in mineral kingdom. Whereas that row 3, these are the amorphous powders. Powder, uppu powder. They have no structure. They have no boundaries. So their talk or behavior or anything like these things is very irregular. Not organized things. Behave with different patterns. So this is with Alumina. Such are the Alumina people. So when salt forms from the same row with one element on left side and one element on right side, sir says it's more toxic combination. Very, very difficult. From natrum and the same row phosphorus, magnesium, sulfur. So this is the toxic combination because because we don't get what's the need for them. Because both natrum and phosphorus or magnesium or phosphorus or magnesium or sulfur has the same row element. That's the need is identity, care, nourishment. Because that will be in phosphorus also. But that will be in silica also. That will be in magnesium also. That will be in natrum also. So the row issues will be same, and it's very difficult whether we have to prescribe the element or whether we have to stay on the salt. Is it a combination or is it an element? It's very, very difficult to judge these days or in any days, because the row issues are common. So the need for which they are coming is same in element and same in salt. So in one of our recent cases, I think Jahne vachinda raledem. So we had a lot of conversation with that remedy, because either it is sulfur or either it is a magnesium sulfur. So we are not at all, because in external issues he is appearing so dependent, so conservative, and in the talk he is very much egoistic, very much pride. So what's the idea? What's the center? How is it a salt or is it an element? How to differ? So when such type of, so it's theoretically it is very easy to understand. The experience is also scorned, rejected. The sulfur experience will be scorned, rejected. Because of the pride, the failure part of sulfur is rejected feeling, scorned feeling, not valued feeling. In the success of sulfur, we will see all the pride, ego, etc. But in the failure part, every remedy has success and failure parts. We have to carefully differentiate that thing. Otherwise, we will go to other remedies. అందుకనే చాలా సార్లు మన క్లాసెస్ లో కూడా మనం అది చెప్పుకుంటున్నాం. ఎందుకంటే ఎవరిని ఇది విమర్శించటం కాదు, స్టోరీ పార్ట్ లోనే మనం కన్క్లూజన్ కి రాకుండా ఉండటం అనేది. అందుకే ఐదర్ సక్సెస్ పార్ట్ లో ఉన్నాడా, ఫెయిల్యూర్ పార్ట్ లో ఉన్నాడా. పేషెంట్ ని మనం అలా ఎమోషనల్ గా అక్కడే అట్టే పెట్టేయటం వల్ల, వాడితో మనం ఎమోషనల్ గా అటాచ్ అయిపోవటం వల్ల వాడు ఎక్కడున్నాడనేది మనం చూడలేం. కాలాంతరంలో అది చాలా ఇబ్బంది అయిపోతుంది. అంటే ఎవరికైనా వాళ్ళ గురించి వాళ్ళు అదే అదేం ఆలోచన లేని వాడికి సంగతి మనం అసలు, నా గురించి నేను ఆలోచించుకుని ఇది నేను చేసింది కరెక్టా రాంగా అని నా మనసులో నన్ను నేను ప్రశ్నించుకునే వాళ్ళు ఉంటే, ఆ ప్రశ్న ఏనాడైనా అయ్యో మనం 10 ఏళ్ల నుంచి ఈ పేషెంట్ కి వైద్యం చేస్తున్నాం, వీడికి మెరుగు అవ్వట్లేదు, ఈ తింటున్న డబ్బులు వాడి ఇస్తున్న ఫీజు మనకు వంట పడుతుందా అని నేను ప్రశ్నించుకుంటే, ఆ ప్రశ్న నాలో ఉంటే, ఆ ప్రశ్న వస్తే అప్పుడు మన దగ్గర ఆన్సర్ ఉండదు. అలా కాదు, వాడు వస్తున్నాడు మనం ఇస్తున్నాం, వాడు అబ్బాయి మీ దగ్గరే తీసుకుంటానండి బాబు, మీరు నాకు దైవంతో సమానం, అటు చచ్చిపోయేదాకా అదే అంటాడు అని అనుకునేవాడికి అసలు ఈ గొడవే లేదనుకోండి, దాని గురించి మనం మాట్లాడుకోకూడదు. అలాంటిది ఉంటే కనుక, అలాంటి ప్రశ్న లోపల ఉంటే కనుక మన దగ్గర ఆన్సర్ ఉండదు. బికాజ్ రెమెడీస్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ సక్సెస్ అండ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ పార్ట్స్. అందుకని మనం ఒక కోణంలో తెలుసు మనకి, ఆ రెండో ఉదాహరణకు ఆరం తెలుసు, ఆరం ఇప్పుడు అందరికీ అర్థం అవుతుంది. బట్ ప్రీవియస్లీ I used to search for that suicidal disposition for years together. ఏంటి ఆరం మెట్ 200, 1M, 10M నా దగ్గర ఈ పొటెన్సీస్ ఒక్కసారైనా వాడదాం లైఫ్ లో అనిపించేది నాకు. బికాజ్ ఐ డోంట్ నో ద సక్సెస్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆరం. So after the studying the method sensation, then I knew the exact problem with remedies, where the proving gave the sensation part and the functional part. What highlighted in the proving? It is the sensation part. And what's the functional part? It's the other thing. Such thing happened with many remedies. We have to study them together. Then we have the complete materia medica, and we can understand the person in a better way. So at any point of time, when we self-assess ourselves, are we helping this person really, truly from the heart? అంతేగాని వాడిని మనం వాడుకుంటున్నావా అనుకుంటే మనం ఏం చేయలేం. ఆ భావన వచ్చి ఒక్కసారి మనలో కదిలి వీడి కేసు మనం రీకేస్ తీసుకుందాం బాబు, నీకు అపాయింట్మెంట్ లేకుండా, నిన్న ఎప్పుడు హిర్లేకర్ సార్ నాకు అదే చెప్పారు, నేను నీకు 500 తీసుకుంటాను అపాయింట్మెంట్ లేకుండా వస్తే, అపాయింట్మెంట్ తీసుకుంటే 400 అంటే వాళ్ళు అపాయింట్మెంట్ తీసుకొస్తారండి, అప్పుడు మీరు చెయ్యొచ్చు. అది బెటర్ వే, ఇండైరెక్ట్ వే. అది పేషెంట్ ని లూజ్ అవ్వరు, వాడు ఖచ్చితంగా ఈసారి అపాయింట్మెంట్ తీసుకునే వస్తాడు, అలా చేసి చూడండి అని చెప్పాడు ఆయన. చాలా మంచి ఆలోచన. సో దట్ వీ కెన్ స్పెండ్ సమ్ టైమ్, అంటే ఇది ఇన్ దిస్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ కేసెస్ వేర్ కేసెస్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఇన్ నో వే, అట్లీస్ట్ ప్రతిరోజు వచ్చేస్తాడు వాడు, ప్రతిరోజు వీళ్ళు మందిస్తూ ఉంటారు. వాట్ హెల్ వీఆర్ హెల్పింగ్ ఇన్ దట్ పర్సన్? దేర్ ఇస్ నో థింగ్ వీ కెన్ డూ. Take a recase taking, self-assess ourselves, and for this we have to detach ourselves emotionally with that person for his own life. So such is the idea, and this toxic combination of belonging to the same row will really confuse us so much. Salts of natrum phos, magnesium sulf, natrum silicatum, magnesium phos, magnesium sulf. Yesterday I had a Raghavan unnademo, I think. We had a case where we are confused with magnesium, magnesium carb, magnesium phos, magnesium silicatum. And we both studied up to 1 o'clock in the night for that case. What we are going to give this person? A lot of thinkings, lot of reasonings, lot of ideas, soul of remedies, SARS notes. So finally we arrived to magnesium oxidatum, where the experience is for the person is that she wants fresh air. She wants to breathe. She wants to go out. She wants to have open air. And the main complaint of the girl is asthma. Even the physical complaints will point out to that only. So magnesium oxidatum is the remedy for her. But for this we had worked, I think, so for 4-5 days we had a lot of struggle between us to arrive at a remedy. But as Radhika ma'am had presented in her case yesterday, that definitely we are not at all going to forget those cases, because we worked on that way in those cases. So that is the thing for today. We gone with natrum, magnesium, alumina, completed alumina. And next thing we will start with a case in silica. So we will complete silica and phosphorus, sulfur in the next class, hopefully. So this is the class. Congratulations to Radhika ma'am, Gautam, Jahnavi and Maheshwari. They did a great job in yesterday's SODP. Someone has recording. Please post those cases of them in our Swara Journey group. So yesterday I felt very elated, really, because of their cases. So thank you Radhika ma'am, Gautam, Maheshwari, Jahnavi, sharing your cases and making us learn. And all the 4 members, especially from our team, had performed beautifully, both by narration and in cases also. So it's really a great honor for all of us that from our team or from our family, they performed so well. So thank you all. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.